Bonjour la classe. Today we are talking about les phrases conditionnelles or C clauses in French, which are if-then statements. So in French, these are conditional statements, so they're conditional sentences showing an if this action, then that action. It is expressing a condition that must be met in order for another event to occur or for another thing to happen. There are three types of C clauses in French, talking about the condition, the action that would happen, and you can determine them or separate them by likely, unlikely, and impossible. So if the resulting action is likely, you will use a certain sequence of tenses. If it's unlikely, you'll use a certain sequence of tenses, and impossible, you'll use certain tenses as well. So depending on that type of condition, you've got a formula that you will use. So for example, if the action, the result, is likely, then you will use si, and then in that si, we'll use the conjugation of the présent or the passé composé. And then in the resulting action, the if is here, and then in the then, you must use the présent, the futur, or the impératif. For example, s'il a fait les devoirs, il recevra un A. You'll see right here, a fait is in the passé composé, and recevra is in the futur. Here are the formulas that you'll see. Again, if your condition is likely, in your si, in your if statement, so if he did the homework, you can use the présent or the passé composé. The resulting statement can be in the présent, the futur, or the impératif. Il recevra un A. He will receive an A. If the condition is unlikely, so it's unlikely for this action to occur, then in the si, you will say if, and then the imparfait, the resulting action will be in the conditionnel, and I'll give you lots of examples of these. If the condition is impossible, like it's not going to happen, and these are actually in the past, so it never happened, we will use the plus parfait for the if, and then the resulting action, we'll use the conditionnel passé. So the première conditionnelle, the condition is likely. So that will mean that the if action is in the présent or the passé composé. Right here you'll see, s'il aime ses enfants, if he likes his children. Or, si elle a mangé le gâteau, if she ate the cake. The then action, the result of either of these things happening, will be in the présent, the futur, or the impératif. Okay, so if we have s'il aime ses enfants, if he likes his children, ils l'aimeront, they will like him. Then we say si elle a mangé le gâteau, if she ate the cake, then the result, il est délicieux, and that's in the présent. If she ate the cake, it is delicious. In English, we will say then, we'll say if she ate the cake, then it's delicious. But in French, they actually don't need the then at all. You just do the C clause conjugations, and the then is implied. The deuxième conditionnel, deuxième conditionnel, the condition is unlikely. It's unlikely that it's going to happen. The if action, so if something, s'il faisait beau, if it was nice outside, will be in the imparfait. The then action, the result of it having been nice outside, is in the conditionnel. Il irait à la piscine. S'il faisait beau, il irait à la piscine. If it were nice outside, he would go to the pool. But it's unlikely in this case that it'll be nice outside or that it was nice outside. And then the troisième conditionnel, again, troisième conditionnel is that the if action is in the plus que parfait. Si les étudiants avaient fait les devoirs, the then action is the conditionnel passé. Le prof leur aurait donné des bonbons. Si les étudiants avaient fait les devoirs, le prof leur aurait donné des bonbons. So this is impossible because it's actually in the past tense. If you remember with the conditionnel passé, any action in the conditionnel passé is an action that never ever happened. Right? So if they had done their homework, which they didn't, it's impossible because they didn't do it, then the teacher would have given them candies, but they didn't do it. And so remember, an action in the conditionnel passé is an action that never happened, and that's why this is an impossible C clause. Some things to consider when you're talking about the order of tenses is that you can actually change the order of the C and the result. Okay. But as long as the C is in one of those tenses that was given, then and the result is in one of those tenses that was given in the result column, then you can switch them. You can actually have the result first and then the C. For example, we had earlier, si les étudiants avaient fait les devoirs, le prof leur aurait donné de bonbons. You can actually say, le prof leur aurait donné de bonbons si les étudiants avaient fait les devoirs. So you can have the conditionnel passé as the result first, but then you must have the C with the plus que parfait. You cannot have the C with the conditionnel passé. That does not work. The C can only ever be with those tenses that were in the C column of our chart based on what you're trying to say. So you'll see that these are the only tenses that you can have with the C, and then these are the only tenses that you can use for the resulting action. Okay? Make sure you've got this all in your notes, and we will talk about it in class tomorrow. À bientôt!